This is a stimulus check update and daily news report. To start with the good news, 807,000 jobs were added in December, which is double the expectations. President Biden gave a new speech of how to tackle Omicron. Joe Manchin comes out and says that he is not for the Build Back Better plan. I'll play you the full clip of exactly what he says. I'll go over the latest stimulus check articles like this. Stimulus check update, $3,600 is coming in 2022, and you might qualify to get it. Also, this one, Social Security recipients demand an extra $200 as 5.9% COLA increase won't cover shocking rise in cost of living. And I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So President Biden gave a speech yesterday about how to tackle Omicron, and this is more or less what he said. So Biden again insists COVID a pandemic of the unvaccinated, even as fast-moving Omicron spreads widely. So President says unvaccinated should be alarmed by Omicron. What he said on Tuesday is that he maintained the COVID-19 is an illness of those who refuse the vaccine, stating that people who have not gotten shots should be alarmed by the highly transmissible Omicron variant, even as it rampages through the unvaccinated population, saying there is no excuse for anyone being unvaccinated. This continues to be a pandemic of the unvaccinated, so we got to make more progress. Let me know your thoughts on that versus the vaccinated versus unvaccinated. What are your thoughts? I'll give you my opinion in just a moment. Also, this article right here, we can't vaccinate the planet every 6 months, says Oxford vaccine scientist. So a leading expert who helped create the Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine said Tuesday that giving everyone in the world booster shots multiple times a year is not feasible, saying we can't vaccinate the planet every 4 to 6 months. It's not sustainable or affordable. So what are your thoughts on that? What is the solution then of how to solve this whole virus thing? So I'll give you my opinion. So basically, my wife is a nurse in a hospital. She works 50 plus hours a week. And from her experience, hands-on, what she sees is that most of the people in the hospital are actually vaccinated with cases going on. Who get cases and have severe cases. They're vaccinated more than the unvaccinated, which makes me wonder what is the difference between vaccinated and unvaccinated. Personally, I'm very open-minded on the situation. I like hearing both sides, but I want to hear your opinion on this. If people who are vaccinated are still getting the virus, then what does that mean for the unvaccinated? And if the vaccines don't prevent it from being spread, regardless of the virus, then the vaccine is just more for personal protection. But let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. So, Biden disapproval hits new high as voters give him bad grades on economy, according to new CNBC Change poll. So, President Joe Biden's overall disapproval rating reached a new high in December as more voters signaled their unhappiness with this handling of the economy. Results from CNBC Change Research polls show 60% of respondents say they disapprove of Biden's handling of the economy as he nears the conclusion of his first year in office. 55% majority of the survey respondents also signaled disapproval of his leadership during the pandemic, an area in which he previously excelled. So let me know your thoughts on that. How's President Biden doing? Good job, bad job? Is it just a tough situation in general to manage because of the pandemic and everything in the economy? Or what are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts on all of that down in the comments below. So let's go over a couple stimulus check articles. Stimulus check update, $3,600 is coming in 2022, and you might qualify to get it. Not the case. So this is actually talking about the child tax credit it's talking about the second half of the child tax credit, which doesn't, the second half of the child tax credit is coming to the people who already received the child tax credit. A new child tax credit for 2022 is actually not available yet. It was supposed to be in the Build Back Better. It has not passed. So at the moment, there is no new child tax credit. Also, this article, Social Security recipients demand an extra $200 as 5.9% COLA increase won't cover shocking rise in cost of living. So you may recall, I've spoken about it many times in the videos, that President Biden campaigned on the promise that Social Security recipients will get an additional $200 per month. So we haven't seen that or any mention of that. So, but it is talking about the COLA, how there's a 5.9% larger increase for 2021 or for 2022 now that was decided in 2021, although inflation is still above 6% at the moment. So basically, what it's saying here is that if there was a $200 increase, basically recipients would get up to $3,895, which would be the max. And some people are saying, yeah, I got a whole $30 raise that will help with the cost of everything rising, LOL. Another person said, my Social Security only went up $52. That doesn't even help me pay for my gas bill. Yeah, so a lot of people are not too happy about the promise of the $200 for all Social Security recipients not being put forth by President Biden. What are your thoughts on that? Should there be a $200 increase? Should it be higher, lower? What are your thoughts on that for Social Security recipients? Also, Joe Manchin says he has had no talks about resurrecting Biden's Build Back Better plan, which is on the contrary of the articles that I shared in yesterday's video, talking about how he is back at the table, he isn't negotiating again, but I guess that's not the case. So here is the video clip of Joe Manchin, full video clip of what he says and exactly from the source.
On BBB and what your conversations have been with the White House?
There's been no conversations after I made my statement. I think it's basically, and I was very clear. I feel as strongly today as I did then that the unknown with the COVID, here we are. We can't even go out. I've got a 95 M95. I see all of you do. And so there's different concerns that we have right now that we haven't had for a while. So that's a concern. Inflation's still a concern. It's still over 6%. And the geopolitical unrest that we have, and I think the president's been doing a yeoman's job trying to talk to Putin and calm things down to let him know where we are. So these are all challenges, guys, and this is all expensive challenges. So that's where, Jake, on that there's been no conversation.
Senator, on BBB, on the child tax credit, are you a hard no on ensuring that supporting the
child tax credit is still there, as I'm understanding. Basically,
are you a hard no on ensuring that families with no income tax obligations get the expanded credit? Are you a hard no on that, Senator Manchin?
I've been basically very clear on that. I think there should be a work requirement, and that means you file a 1099. So a 1099, if you're going to call it a credit, you have to see if you have a liability or not. The only way the IRS would know that is you file 1099. So I've been very direct on that. Hold on. I think
Senator Schumer has said that January 7th is the deadline for having a vote on rules changes. Is that enough time in your mind?
we're supposed to have a meeting today. We're supposed to have one right now, and I guess it's been postponed a little bit because people are having a hard time coming in. So I'll be going to a meeting and finding out what that entails and the timelines are talking about.
Senator Manchin.
Are you open to starting negotiations on Build Back Better, though, and talking about
I've never turned down talks with anybody. I really haven't. I just I was very clear on where I stand, and I thought it was time to do that rather than just continue on and on as we have for 5.5 months. I hadn't changed from the first day when I talked to Leader Schumer on that. And everyone's been working, I think, in the best good faith they possibly can. I've just had a very difficult time and understanding where we are and where our country is and the concerns I have.
So for a child tax credit, does it have to have some sort of a work requirement for you to be able to support the broader Build Back Better package?
I mean, I've talked about all different issues on Build Back Better, but the bottom line that you're talking about, the child tax credit, if you have a credit, that means you've had to have earnings, okay? And have earnings, you can't do that until you decide if you have any liabilities. And if you have liability, you have an offset of a credit. The child tax credit, I understand, we're still in place until 2025, the $2,000. So people think that it's all gone by the wayside. That hasn't happened.
And how flexible is the White House on your views on the child tax credit?
You have to talk to the White House about that.
So given your concerns about inflation, would you prefer that they simply shelve Build Back Better until the next Congress, or just be done with it this year? Is that your preference, that they should shelve Build Back Better altogether?
Well, I mean, we'll have to see what their desires are and what their priorities right now. They feel very strongly about that, and I respect that. I just had a different of opinion, and we don't have, you know, to do some of the things that's been proposed takes more of a majority than what we have. We have no majority. We're 50-50 with one being the vice president making the deciding vote. And I think we have to take that in consideration. We have, you know, our caucus is pretty, goes from one end of the spectrum to the other. And I'm sure they understand that.
Joe Manchin being straight up and honest, saying that he was never for the Build Back Better plan. The past 5.5 months, he's not for it now. He's open to talking about it, but he's still a no. Despite how Democrats try to spin Joe Manchin, it seems Joe Manchin is just not on board. Of course, this is music to Republicans' ears. Here is what John Cornyn, Republican senator, has to say about it.
And then there's the multi-trillion-dollar tax and spending bill. And I know the senator from West Virginia has been the chief spear catcher when it comes to all the criticism associated with this legislation. But I've told both the senator from West Virginia and the senator from Arizona that there are many Democrats, I believe, on the other side of the aisle who are grateful to them for preventing a vote on this terribly flawed bill in the face of rapidly rising inflation. I mean, one reason why it costs more to fill up your gas tank or to feed your family or to buy an appliance is because of inflation. Prices have been going up dramatically, and one reason is there's been so much money shoveled out the door, trillions of dollars. We never used to talk in terms of trillions of dollars here in Washington. We talked about billions of dollars. Everett Dirksen famously said, $1 million here, $1 million there, and pretty soon you're talking about real money. Well, maybe it was $1 billion, I can't recall specifically, but I know he didn't talk about trillions of dollars. That's an innovation of the last couple of years. I want to commend our colleague Senator Manchin for his courage in stopping this terribly flawed bill, for all the reasons he and others have mentioned.
On a more positive note, private job growth totals 807,000 in December, more than doubling expectations. So private job growth totaled 807,000 for the month, well ahead of Dow Jones' estimate of 375,000 and the November gain of 505,000 jobs. So pretty big. Take a look at this video clip explaining more.
Hey, Kelly, well, we polled voters between December 17th and December 20th, and they gave President Biden the lowest approval rating of his presidency. But employment is one area where respondents are feeling more optimistic than other areas of the economy. Respondents in the poll conducted during those dates gave the White House a C for its performance on jobs. It's better than the D they give him on the economy overall. And 44% say the president deserves at least some credit for the 6 million jobs created over the last year. Now, here's how they feel about their own job security. Overall, American workers are feeling good. 64% say that their job security right now is excellent or good. And a majority say that's been the case since last year, and it will be the case next year. Now, that confidence led 14% to leave their jobs in the last 6 months, and another 13% say they're planning to quit in the next 6 months. A clear majority, about 64%, are doing this in search of higher pay. Others cited better benefits and work-life balance, and 18% said that they would leave a job to avoid a vaccine mandate. Data out this morning underscored that trend, with 4.5 million workers leaving their jobs in November, perhaps seeking higher wages as one way that voters are grappling with an increasingly pessimistic view of the higher cost of living. Kelly?
And that is all the stimulus news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Oh, guys, I didn't see you there. Hi, guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do when you feel something. When you feel something like happy or sad, tell someone. Be exposed. Show the whole world what you feel. Sorry, I was dreaming. So, anyways, that was all I wanted to say for today. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. Here's some more video clips and pictures of the kids. Everything is good on my end. Hope everything is good with you. Still chugging through this juice fast. Only 2 more days left before I can eat something. I hope if you want to check out my latest video on my other channel, you could click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.